Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Goravia podcast. My name is Coach Lucas. I'm joined by the boss man at Goravia. We're here to review the day four of India versus South Africa. More pain for India. South Africa are in total control after a fantastic batting performance in the second innings, mainly by Tristan Stubbs, who just fell short of 100, just fell short. South Africa declared when he got out, and they lost two very quick wickets. KL Rahul, bowled by Simon Harmer, outside off, came in, and Mako Jensen picking up Jaiswal. Govia, not very good for India. Shocking day, and more pain continues in this series.
Yes, hello guys. Welcome to our official YouTube podcast. My name is Gaurav, and thank you, Lucas, for inviting me once again. Yes, the pain has been continuing for the last two test match. I think if you forget about the West Indies series, the New Zealand series was pathetic, and this series is obviously. I think if you look at the scorecard, if you look at the match scenario, there will be either it will be a draw. A draw will looking very less right now. I think more often than not, South Africa gonna win this test match and they're gonna clean sweep this series itself. So there are a lot of questions. There are a lot of questions about the players, about the coaches staffs, but we will discuss this in detail.
Yeah, the main problem is their batting. KL,
Yes.
Jaiswal, they were absolutely fantastic. If you remember in Australia, they made hundreds in Australia, they made hundreds in England. And this series, not just against South Africa, but when they've came back home, they've been terrible. Cannot score runs. Even against West Indies, Jaiswal really struggled.
Yes.
So there's definitely a technique fault, which is very strange because Drysdale has a fantastic technique. He's got 200s in centre countries, Australia and England. And if you can score centuries in Australia and England, you're a very good batsman. KL also, technical problems, scored a lot of runs in the England series, scored hundreds in Australia. Again, technique problem. It seems to me that they've gone backwards with their batting. They're not sure of themselves. Mainly down to the coach, isn't it? Gautam Gambhir, I think he's probably going to get sacked or fired after this game if they lose this. I don't see how he survives. The question is, where do they go to now? Do they go back to a Ravi Shastri, who I think was their best coach? Do they go to a VVS Laxman? Do they go to a Pujara? They need someone that can coach one format. I think India is too big of a nation to have one coach coaching all three formats. They play too much cricket compared to anyone else. It's too much. I think they need a coach just to coach the red ball cricket. I think Strastri, I know he gave it up because of travelling and whatnot and politics, but I think he was one of their best coaches. Warren Dravid was also very good, a good coach. So they need someone with those foundations and just to coach the red ball because it's too much coaching the same format with the amount of matches they play.
I will give you this answer one by one. But first of all, you did ask a question about this KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal, right? Yashasvi Jaiswal, he has been playing cricket for 3 to 4 years. I can still obviously give him the benefit of the doubt that he had a one bad series, but you can't really say about this thing to KL Rahul. He's been playing cricket for over 10 years right now. Okay. And this is not the first time that he had a terrible record in the home series. This is not the first time. He has played over 60 test matches. And if you look at his averages, if you look at his test average, his average is 35. Okay. You simply can't accept it. You simply can't. If you look at the opening batsman, and you can simply not say this also that he has been playing in England continuously as a red ball player. He has been playing all of the world, and more often than not, he opens for India right now. Okay, so if you have played over 60 test matches as a pure batsman, and you're averaging 35, there is something very wrong about your batting or about everything, right? You can't simply say that it's only about the batting. It's about the mental thing, right? There must be something wrong because you can't be having so much talented and you're still averaging 35 in the test matches. I have no obviously answer about that. And coming back to your coaching style, yes, you did say about a very good thing was Ravi Shastri. The scenario of coaches in India is quite questionable for me. So look, you told about Ravi Shastri. Ravi Shastri did crack about the test matches, right? He did crack the test matches, but he didn't crack the white ball format. He didn't win the any kind of a white ball format like T20 or even in the ODI. No, I think Ravi Shastri or Virat Kohli combination didn't manage to win any kind of the World Cup or even in the Champions Trophy. Then Rahul Dravid came up on this coaching staff. Rahul Dravid managed to win T20 World Cup. He also didn't manage to crack the right ball format. And same again, Gautam Gambhir comes up in the coaching staff. Gautam Gambhir did manage to crack some white ball success in his coaching arena, but still not been able to crack the test matches. So if you look at the past records, none of the coaches are have cracked all the formats. So that's a big issue.
Mm. Yeah, for a nation like India, like I said, they play they play more matches than any nation. They play more white ball matches than any other nation. It's just too much for a coach to handle three formats. Um, with Andrew McDonald, the Australian coach, sometimes he steps back. Yes, he's the white ball coach, but he does not. He's sometimes not always there during series. With the New Zealand series in Australia, the T20 series, sorry, in New Zealand, he was not there present. So with big nations that play a lot of Test match cricket, if you're putting all into all all formats of the game, it can be a complete utter nightmare. Also, hello to so why can't I bring that up? There we go. Hello to you. I don't. Apologies why that's on the top. I have no idea. That's really annoying me. We'll
So I can
try to
pronounce
address
it
that.
Clarissa Blogs. Okay, whoever you
Yep.
are. Thank you for showing respect to our channel. Do like it and subscribe it. Okay.
But yeah,
Uh, so
they've seen
so you
they
basically your point is so basically your point is so you want the different coaches for the different formats, right?
I think one coach like T20 and ODI can be the same coach. I'm not saying there has to be a format for ODI and
Yes.
T20. They can
Yes.
be coached by the same
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But with Test matches, I think there needs to be a different coach that can sort that team out, can look after the Ranji Trophy, which is India's domestic Red Bull competition. I thought Ravi Strachey did that exceptionally well. They won in Australia. You know, they won their first time in Australia so many years with a full Australian squad. I'm not talking about the squad where Warner and Smith missed. I'm talking about the 2022 when they had a
Yes.
full squad. Amazing comeback, and they had that horrible Test match in Adelaide. You know, I thought Ravi Strachey did extremely well in that series. Where other nations could have just collapsed after that Adelaide performance. He did really well, and they won that series. And I think Ravi Strachey said that was India's best achievement in the Test
Yeah.
arena.
And yes, and as I told you before, he hasn't managed to crack the white ball promise. So that's the biggest
yeah,
issue currently
yeah,
Indian team is facing right now.
yeah.
Right?
And that's the point. Also, when you're coaching three formats, um, you're expected to win in three formats. Winning three formats is extremely hard to do. Even Australia do not do that on a regular basis. They never really did. It took them a long time to win the T20 World Cup. If you remember, it took them a long time. Um,
But I will still accept it if Australia doesn't win to didn't manage to win the T20 World Cup because they had already managed to win 50 over World Cup.
yeah,
That's all it matters.
yeah. Well, that's all. Well, they don't. It's only when they put Cummins, Stark, and Hazelwood in the T20 World Cup they actually won it. So that probably tells you where their care factor was for the last, remaining T20 World Cups. They didn't really care about it. Then they put their big stars in and they won it straight away.
Now,
So
one more thing I wanted to say about this Indian batting lineup. Having a they are not having a player who can bat for a long period of time. Like earlier, it used to be a Rahul Dravid who can bat for a long period of time. Then again, it was a Cheteshwar Pujara who can bat a long period of time. But currently, if you look at this batting lineup, you can't simply say. or even bet on the single player that this guy gonna bat long period of time. And I haven't seen. I
Yeah.
have been seeing cricket. I have been following Indian cricket for the last 10 to 15 years, probably. Okay, more than 15 years. I've not seen Indian batting lineup, especially in the Test arena. Okay, who is having currently two wicketkeeper batsmen at the same point of time? It means you are lacking a proper batsman in the top order or in the domestic cricket, because
Well,
Dhruv Jurai is playing as a top order batsman, which is quite shocking
yeah.
for me because
Well,
he is a wicketkeeper batsman who bats in the 5, 6
yeah.
max.
Well, Rahul Dravid and Pujara, they were once in a generation players. It's very hard to replace them. When India lost Dravid, Pujara stepped up. That was probably a billion to one. And
Yep.
then Pujara was gone, and you now need to replace that one in a billion. To hold up an innings, that's very hard. That's very, very hard to find a player like that. Their best option is Ranji. If
But
they
you
can
need,
find someone,
but you need some kind of a player in this West side, right?
yeah,
If you
yeah.
look at
It's,
this Australian side also, there are Steve Smith who can bat long and long. There
yeah,
is a Marnus Levinson is also there. If you look at the New Zealand team, Kane Williamson is there. Okay, who can bat long. Like, if you look at this South Africa team, they are new team, but they still are playing very good cricket in this in this Asian condition.
they've tried it with Sai, but I'm not convinced by him. I'm not really convinced by him. I don't think he can be that player. So they need to find someone
But if
from
you
the
look at the
Ranji.
Sai Sudarshan also, if you look at the Sai Sudarshan thing also, if you won't be giving any kind of a confidence to any kind of a player who will be playing one test matches and by dropping by in the second test
Yeah,
match. If you have identified any player, you need to give him at least 10 test matches without any break.
yeah, that does hurt. Safraz Khan is also, struggles with this. He made that. I think he made that fantastic hundred against New Zealand, and then he wasn't seen again. So they need to stick by their players. In India, it's very hard because sometimes they only get two chances and they're never seen again.
Yep.
So it is tough,
And
but
one more thing I want to add. Stability in the batting order. You can't be saying that you will be playing number three on this time and suddenly you are playing at number six on the next test
yeah.
match itself. I can understand the couple changes in the white ball format, but not in the test matches.
Well, it's the Colin Sharma effect. They waited on those players for a long time, and then when they've gone, they have to put a band-aid over those options, and it hasn't worked out. So they should have prepared better for Kohli. Maybe they should have moved on Kohli and Sharma when they had the chance, but they decided to keep them on. So like with David Warner, they waited too long for Warner. Now we in Australia have got opening problems with the opening. Same with Kawaja, they waited for Kawaja for far too long. And now when he goes, we're going to literally find two new openers. Travis Head is not an opener, but he might be a band-aid, but I'm talking about legitimate openers. So India have those same problems. The problem is how many games will these players play when they put into number three or number four? All rounders, they don't make good number 4, 5, or 4 or 5s because they're usually traditional all rounders are aggressive. They want bat on ball, and when you're batting up 4 or 5, and especially if you lose early wickets, you need to contain. You need to be defensive, and sometimes they cannot do that. They haven't got a defense. That's why they're all rounders. So putting Patel, putting Washington at 3. Washington was 3 at the last test, though he did
Yes.
okay, but he was back to the lower order again. And then putting Patel, putting Washington, putting Jadeja higher up the order, putting Sai up and down the order. It just doesn't make sense. So that's coaching problem. That's a coach that's trying to, how should I put this?
Trying to change a lot of things.
Yeah, still trying to figure it out. But the problem is when you're India and you're still trying to figure it out over a long period of time, you don't get time. You get fired or sacked. And I feel for Gambia, this is probably him done. They've lost too many series in India. They lost a horrible loss to New Zealand in India, and this is probably even worse. This is even worse because South Africa, there's not a lot of expectation. I know they won the World Test Championships, but they went to Pakistan. They got humiliated over there in the first test. They looked very, very bad. So I thought this Test series would be close. I thought India 2-0. I said that to you before. But this isn't even close. This is not a close series. They've just been blown out of the water by players that have never really done well. Bavuma, hit 50 in the last Test match. Bavuma's record in Asia is very poor. He only averages 30 in Asia. He's been very poor. Then he makes a 50 on a ranked turner pitch. Aidan Markham, hot and cold. Christian Stubbs, made a fantastic 90 today, but traditionally has struggled. He's been in and out of the team. So this has been a horrible loss. No disrespect to Jansen, but he's been fantastic with the ball. You don't see
wicket and obviously scored a 95 runs also.
You don't see, but from what I've seen from India, what hurts the most is the opposition seamers have been better than the Indian seamers. They have been better than Bumrah, better than Siraj. Like Matt Henry in the first Test, if you remember, he took 6 wickets for 15. And Bumrah couldn't do anything, and Siraj couldn't do anything. And in this series, Jansen has completely outplayed Bumrah and Siraj. That's very odd for me. That doesn't make sense for me. Usually, it's the other way around. And when centre opposition come to India, they don't take many wickets and only get outplayed. And Jansen's taken a bunch of wickets. Henry took a bunch of wickets. So that's also a problem that their seamers, they're not getting anything out of their seamers. Bumrah's the best bowler in the world. Mitchell Starc is probably second best. But at this point in time, it's the away seamers that are completely blowing the Indian seamers out of the water. And that's not really good. If your seamer's not impacting, then that makes it very hard, even though spinners, India is traditionally a spinning place. Their seamers are out bowling India seamers. So that's also a loss. And it's debatable that the opposition spinners are out bowling the Indian spinners, which is very, very rare to see.
Yes, and it has been the same scenario in the New Zealand series also, and right now in the series also. That's the big reason to worry.
Well, it is a big worry because I don't know what's next for India. I don't know what series they play next. I haven't looked, so apologies up front. But they play a lot of cricket in out, like every format, and most of these Test players play those formats. Maybe they need to stop doing it. Maybe they're getting older. Jadaver's getting older. KL's getting older. They probably need to stop these formats. Now we've seen Australia, right? Some of their players have retired from white ball cricket. Smith's retired from white ball cricket. Stark retired from T20s to extend their Test career. Maybe we need to start seeing some of those from India and just get back to focus. What do they want? Do they want a Test team that is really, really good, back how it was 3-4 years ago? Or do they just want a white ball team? You can't really have both. All three. It's very hard to be all three. I don't think there's been one time in history where one nation's held all three ICC tournaments. It's never happened. I
think some of the players still want to play. Some of the players still want to play the Test cricket. I think Ravindra Jadeja will not play the Test format. Okay, and just in Bumrah will going to also play some of the Test matches right now. Okay. If you look at the retiring thing, I think they thought that Shami has retired anyway.
Yeah, well, there's also talks of Jaiswal playing white ball. Why does he need to play white ball cricket? I don't get that. He's a young player that's still starting his Test career. Why does he need to bleed into white ball cricket? That makes no sense to me. That's like trying to make Marnus Labuschagne, into a white ball cricketer. It just doesn't work. So they need to sort out their stuff. But anyway, this has been the Gorbia podcast. Thank you for watching. Gorbia had to step out. We will be back soon. there's a little bit of a break between test matches. There's not much cricket going on. So we don't know what we're going to do for videos, but stay subscribed to us. Stay liking, stay subscribing. It really helps us. Hopefully we will be back next time. Thank you. Goodbye for now.